Hello everyone, welcome back to our next session of AI Tech Talk Live. Just a reminder, we are Skive and Robot Printers Machine, and this is exclusive live Tech Talk for advanced AI. Last time we talked about superintelligence, and today we'll be talking about artificial general intelligence. So I already have a few questions that we'll be answering, and if you have more, please feel free to reach out to us on Clubhouse. We are live right now, as well as on Facebook Live. Okay, so just a very quick recap. Last, we have been talking about various aspects of artificial intelligence. We talked about artificial intelligence itself, we talked about deep learning, we talked about supervised learning, we talked about unsupervised learning, we talked about reinforcement learning. Last time we talked about superintelligence, and today we're talking about artificial general intelligence. So what is artificial general intelligence? Artificial general intelligence, the key word is general intelligence. And as the name suggests, it's about intelligence that is much more human-like. So if a machine, and a machine could be a software machine or a physical machine, could act and do things that a simple human being or a simple reasonable human being can do, then we can say that that specific machine possesses artificial general intelligence. That could be things like thinking like human being, having consciousness, having the ability to converse, having the ability to solve problems. Sometimes it's also called strong artificial intelligence or strong AI, but I usually prefer the term general intelligence or artificial general intelligence. Our next question is, what is the difference between superintelligence and artificial general intelligence? So that relates to what we talked about last week, which is superintelligence, which is to really have intelligence that supersedes human intelligence or general intelligence that we humans possess by n number of factors, where n is pretty large. And general intelligence is to be just like being us human being, and it's a hard task to be us humans. It is easy to do one specific task and do very good at that. We talked about reinforcement learning, where it's very easy for artificial intelligence system to use reinforcement learning to win a game, chess game or a Go game, against the best and the best player in the world. But it's very hard for the same machine to do anything else, just like picking up a plane or actually flying a plane. And that's where artificial general intelligence comes, that machine who is similar to us. While superintelligence is a machine that is much, much, much more intelligent than us in many more things. Our next question is, what is better to have, superintelligence or artificial general intelligence? Instead of saying that it depends, that maybe it's better to have superintelligence sometimes or it's better to have artificial general intelligence another time, my belief is that it's a better idea to have artificial general intelligence, the machines that are much more like us, as opposed to a machine which is much more intelligent than us. And the reason being, we are at a stage where the issue is not on making machines or making systems that are much more intelligent than us. Our brain is intelligent enough, and it will evolve, as I mentioned last time, because as we grow, as our brain evolves, as we learn more, it will become intelligent. So it doesn't make a lot of sense, at least today, to have superintelligence or superintelligent being in that respect. Artificial general intelligence is definitely something that's useful today, and it's a need, and that's why we hear on the Skive site are making machines that feel. If anyone wants to work with us, please feel free to reach out to us. But general intelligence is certainly in need. We want to make machines that are much more human, that are like us. Another aspect is the ethical aspects of superintelligence, and there's some gray area when it comes to superintelligence or machines that could be much smarter than us. Yeah, I believe there is no need for such a machine today, but it's also about, do we want to do that? Will it really help the human civilization? And my belief is no, it won't. What will help more is that if you could have empathy, if you could have much more consciousness in machines. And here on the Skive side, we have been able to achieve some of that. If you want to know more, please reach out to me. Our next question is, how do you test for artificial general intelligence? And that's a question that has been going on for lots and lots of years. I talked about a paper by Alan Turing in 1950s about imitation machines, where Alan Turing proposed one technique where a machine and a human being are both conversing with are both talking to another human, and if the human is not able to tell whether the person or the answer are coming from the machine versus the human being, that means that that machine has passed a Turing test and we have real general intelligence or artificial general intelligence. That is one way to do it, and as far as I know, there have been no machine which have actually passed the Turing test. Also, some of the conversational AI systems are trying to do that. GPT-3 is a great example, and some people claim that GPT-3 is behaving to some extent like AGI in some respects. Remember that artificial general intelligence means that you as in a machine needs to behave in multiple respects as well as human beings. Whether it be walking, whether it be talking, whether it be solving a piece of problem, or whether it be making a coffee. And that's the second way to figure out whether a machine is conforming to human level AGI. And that was actually proposed by our very own Steve Wozniak, who some of you know is one of the co-founders of Apple. He calls it the coffee test. A machine is required to enter an average American home, figure out how to make coffee, find the coffee machine, find the coffee, add water to it, find a mug and brew the coffee, and then push various buttons to actually make the coffee. That may sound like an easy task to do, but if you break out that problem into smaller pieces, it's not that easy. Even as human beings, if we go to an apartment of a friend, we may not be able to do all these things right away. It will take us time to figure out where everything is. Then there are a bunch of other tests that people have proposed on trying to really gauge if a machine has super intelligence capabilities, general intelligence capabilities. Although I would say getting to this, testing whether somebody has super intelligence capabilities is much more simpler. Solving a problem is one of them. Trying to drive a car, or trying to build other systems is another one of them. Okay, so our next question is, what will it take to build artificial general intelligence? That's the topic of research right now. What does it take for a machine to have artificial general intelligence? And how do you go about doing it? The problem with artificial general intelligence to some extent is that it's a very broad concept. It doesn't just relate to solving a problem. It doesn't just relate to making coffee. It doesn't relate to just getting a machine to walk, just like us human beings. It's a combination of all that makes a machine to conform to artificial general intelligence. I would say that in some of these areas, machines are there. Boston Dynamics is a good example. You may have seen their dogs that are just walking around, and they walk pretty in a way that sound very natural. Again, Boston Dynamics, I saw a video where the robots were dancing just like us human beings. That's one area where we could say that that machine conforms to general intelligence, which is walking. But remember that those machines were controlled by us human beings through a computer. And that program was very specifically tasked or programmed to get that robot to dance. Artificial intelligence will be there when that machine could do everything by itself. You tell it to dance and it will dance. You tell it to solve a specific problem and it will do it. It's the same thing about superintelligence that we talked last time too, that it's easy to get a machine or train a machine to win a specific game. But when it comes to training a machine to win any game where the end result may not be that specific, then that's where you want to be a little bit smarter on designing that system. Okay, folks, this is all for today. If you have any other questions regarding artificial intelligence, please feel free to write to us. Again, we are Skive. We are a San Francisco and London-based startup, and we are building machines that feel. We are definitely hiring. If you like to apply, please feel free to reach out to us through LinkedIn, through Facebook, through any other social media, or just email to me directly at jobs@skive.it. Thanks, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye.